Well, hello there. It's been a long while since we last saw each other, but fear not, your favorite college gaming show is back. That's right, it's Wednesday night and you're watching Split Screen. Thanks for joining us, Split Screeners, and welcome back. Tonight, I'm sitting down with two amazing guests from inside Orange Media Network. Donald Orr, the new station manager for KBVR-FM, and Joe Wolf, the summer editor and chief of The Barometer. Thank you both for joining us. How are you guys doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing really great. I'm really happy to be here, excited to play the game with you.
Ooh, yeah, me too.
Likewise, I'm doing well, excited to play.
Ooh, all right. I think we're gonna have some fun tonight, boys. So tonight, we're playing Ori and the Blind Forest. Have you guys had a chance to play that game yet?
Yes, I have. I'm pretty much a novice when it comes to most video games, so I figured I'd get a chance to explore the world a little bit.
Right. What about you?
Only a little bit. I'm excited to play more, though.
And that's exactly what we're gonna do. All right, well, before we get into the game shenanigans, earlier today we got the chance to really get to know Donald and Joe and learn a lot about how we, as people, can learn and grow over the course of our lives, just like Ori does in his journey through the game. Not just about the world, but about ourselves as well. Here's a short preview of that interview, so let's take a look. Welcome, Split Screeners, to another episode. Here I have an interview with Joe and Donald. We're gonna go ahead and ask them some questions, get to know them a little bit better. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Good to hear. So I guess we'll just go ahead and start diving in with the questions.
Awesome.
So, Donald, I hear you're the FM station manager.
I am.
Yes, for the radio station, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So how did you get into that?
Well, I started off as a DJ, and that was kind of by accident, too. When I started out as a DJ, or I wasn't even a DJ back then, I guess, I had met the program director at a game night. So her roommate was putting on like a tabletop card game night at their place, and I was late to it because I wanted to finish listening to a song on the radio, and it just so happened to be 88.7 FM, KBVR Corvallis, of course. So I'd mentioned that as I walked in, and the rest is history. I went to the first orientation that summer, and I've been a DJ for 4 years now. Last year I was the productions director for KBVR-FM, and now I'm the station manager. So
really cool how that works.
It's been a long ride.
Yeah, it's one day it starts so simple, then you start climbing up.
Yeah.
And speaking of climbing up, you did it really fast. You're only 18 and you're already the editor-in-chief, correct?
Well, the summer editor-in-chief,
Summer editor-in-chief.
just for the period of summer,
Right.
and then someone else will take over for the academic year. I don't want to claim too much.
It's still a big deal to me, at least.
Well,
it's a big title. Looks good on a resume, too.
Oh, absolutely.
So how did that happen? How did you start getting into Orange Media Network?
Well, I actually, somewhat similar to Donald, I also started off as a DJ over at the FM station. And as I spent more time around the office and I started to get to know people, I found out that, wow, there's a lot of interesting things to do and a lot of great people. So I just started spending more time here. I didn't really have a lot of other activities outside of academics here at OSU. So I figured, I like this place, let's see what else I can do besides just being a DJ. And so I got involved with podcasting, much and thanks to Donald, and that got me the opportunity to spend a lot of time with different people, and all of a sudden I was advised by a lot of the friends I was making here that I should apply for a paid position. And one of the positions that was available was copy editor at the Barometer. And I figured, well, I'm pretty good at English, might as well give it a shot.
Right.
So I applied, and somehow they let me in. And I was able to become it was actually a new position. Before I shouldn't say before I was there, they put out an issue that had a bit of an error on the front cover.
Right.
Oh,
I heard about that.
It's pretty well known to a lot of students, so they created the position of copy editor. I applied, I was able to get it, and then that was where it started, and I held that position for 2 terms, and then I applied to be the summer editor-in-chief.
That's great. Yeah, I heard that in my English class from my English teacher, so I think that really got spread around. So I think you're a little bit of a legend then. I had no idea though, so I'm very honored to be here right now. So if you guys weren't in Orange Media Network as you are right now, what do you think you'd be doing if you didn't find this?
I don't know. I guess I'd just be a student. I still am a student, but like so much of my life is involved here. I spend so much time not only up here on the 4th floor of the Student Experience Center, but just as a DJ or talking with the other DJs about music. I know last year I spent a lot of time with the podcasts, as you know, Joe. My life would be very different, that's for sure.
Right.
I don't know where I'd be, but it'd be very, very different.
What about you?
Oh, pretty much the same as Donald. So much of my life and so many of the people in my life I met through OMN. So and really since my first term at OSU last year. So the idea that if I wasn't here, I honestly can't tell you where I would be or who I would be around, because so many of the friendships and close acquaintances that I've met here at Oregon State have been through being involved here.
Yeah, that's really wonderful to hear. I'm starting to fall on that path too, hopefully. There's so many nice people in the studio here. So that's really good to hear. So now, background-wise, where do you guys come from? Where did you grow up? You first.
I'll take it. So mine's pretty easy. I grew up here in Corvallis.
Right.
Technically, I was born in a hospital in Eugene, but after about a month or so, we moved to Corvallis, and I've lived here my entire life. I grew up a bit outside of the city limits, so when I was growing up, we had horses and chickens and whatnot, and that was always really special because I had a bit of a different experience than most of the other kids that I knew growing up. But I've really enjoyed living here in Corvallis. There's a lot of really kind-hearted people, and just because we're so close to the university, there's a lot of very involved, active people trying to make a difference in the world, I guess. So that was cool to see growing up as well.
So do you live on campus then, or do you live at home with your parents?
So for this past year and this summer, I've been living at home with my parents. That was one of the big reasons why OSU was such an easy choice for me.
Right.
Because I could live in the dorms at some other university and pay exorbitant amounts of money, or I could live in the home that I grew up in with people who, you know, I get along pretty well with my parents.
That's good.
They're pretty much the best roommates I could ask for. So it was pretty much a no-brainer on that facet alone.
So I think that's about all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us with all of our split screeners here.
Thank you.
We're really glad to
Thank you
have
for
you,
having
and
us.
thank you so much for giving your time here today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Glad we got to talk a little bit, get to know you guys better. So if you guys want to see the full interview online, go ahead and go to our YouTube channel, KBVR-TV. You can find the full interview there, uncut, with all of our boys here. So yet again, thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the show. That was just a preview of the full interview with Donald and Joe. To see the full half hour, go to our YouTube channel at KBVR-TV or watch our split screen Facebook page for updates. Thank you guys so much for sharing that with us, and we'll definitely be continuing to talk more throughout the show, but we have a lot to catch up on in the gaming news since last season. Hang on to your seats, split screeners, because while we were gone, the biggest convention in the game industry took place. We have a very special E3 highlight for you coming from our newscaster from his remote home location in Bend, Oregon. Tell us what happened there at E3 this year, Griffin.
What's up, Split Screeners? My name is Griffin Snell, News Director of Split Screen. Unfortunately, E3 came and went, and we weren't able to do any formal, timely coverage of it because it was right in the middle of finals week. We still want to give you something, though, because E3 is such a big deal in the gaming community. So we decided we're going to give you a quick, speedy recap, kind of a lightning round, if you will, of the best things from the E3 press conferences. So without further ado, strap in and
let's go! 3, 2, 1.
Sunday started with Microsoft, and they showed off a lot of interesting stuff. We got our official name and price for the Xbox Scorpio. It's now called the Xbox One X and will cost $499. It is totally not anything like the PS4 Pro, though. It's more powerful than the previous Xbox One, it runs things in 4K, and actually this is the exact equivalent to the PS4 Pro. We gotta look at Forza 7, and for some reason Microsoft debuted a car during their event? Good for them, I guess. Metro Exodus was announced. From the trailer, it looks like a semi-open world survival game, but more importantly, it featured Zombie Bear number 1 of E3. We got our first look at Assassin's Creed Origins, which looks like more Assassin's Creed with a new combat style, which I am perfectly okay with. Microsoft also announced that they would be bringing the PC hit PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to consoles as an Xbox exclusive, but it looks like the developers are looking to bring it to PS4 as well, so maybe not as exclusive as we thought. State of Decay 2 looks great, and for fans of the first one, this is a home run. Microsoft was also big on indies at their press conference and gave a bunch of release dates for them. Tacoma will be coming August 2nd, Cuphead will finally be released September 29th, and we will be getting a Life is Strange prequel, with the first episode releasing August 31st. Ori and the Will of the Wisps was also announced, and I'm already crying at the trailer. Finally, we gotta look at BioWare's new game Anthem. It's a third-person, multiplayer game that frankly reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles X mixed with a little bit of Destiny.
side.
PlayStation took the stage later that day. Not much new stuff was announced, but we got a lot of info about previously announced games. The showcase started off with a reminder that Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is coming soon, and is its own game, and it looks amazing! It's more Uncharted. What more could you ask for? After that, we saw this new announcement for a new DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn, in this snowy atmosphere and possibly a new machine to take down. Either way, I can't wait for that. We then saw new gameplay for Days Gone, this zombie game being created by Sony Bend. It looks awesome and uses zombies in a new, unique way. It uses them as both an enemy and an obstacle to take out other enemies in the game. It also features Zombie Boy number 2 of E3, so it gets props in that. Shadow of the Colossus is getting another remake with modern controls and graphics. As long as there's no Burdog and no 15-year release wait, I'm pretty good. PlayStation VR had a large showing, giving us 5 cool new games and a Final Fantasy 15 fishing game. Anyways, we got to see Skyrim VR, which looks good. It's literally just Skyrim in VR, much like Fallout. And we got to see this game Moss, which is this game about this storybook mouse character that I really want to see more about. Detroit Becomes Human still looks great, and I really just want them to release the game. The same goes for God of War, but there is this interesting Norse versus Greek outsider thing that they're doing with it that I really just want to see. Finally, Spider-Man looks amazing with stealth, fluid action, awesome web swinging, and of course, the new villain, Mr. Negative. Not to mention the internet once again went crazy when Miles Morales popped up at the end of the trailer. Most of the stuff at E3 was announced for 2018, but if rumors are true, these 2018 releases are all in the first half of the year. Finally, we have Nintendo. Somehow in 24 minutes, Nintendo won E3. The rest of 2017 is going to be covered by ARMS, Splatoon 2, the recently announced Super NES Classic, and the highly anticipated Mario Odyssey that releases October 27th. New worlds to discover, a sandboxy world, an awesome jazz soundtrack, different costumes, and wait a second. Mario isn't a human? But he can possess humans. And moving on, Nintendo is bringing out some of its big guns for the Switch, and we'll be getting a new mainline Kirby game, as well as a new mainline Yoshi game in 2018. Also, Game Freak has officially stated they're working on a Pokemon RPG for the Switch. It's about time they brought Pokemon to consoles, but really I just want a Pokemon Snap remake. And this is not really that big of a deal, but Metroid Prime 4 is officially announced. We're finally getting Metroid back. But Retro is not making the game. They made the first 3 Metroid Primes. So what will really happen? Well, we'll just have to wait a bit longer to see. And that's it. That's everything for the major E3 press conferences. Thank you for tuning in. Now back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Griffin. Man, I wish we could have gone to E3. Maybe someday. Well, we're going to give you guys a quick break, but don't go too far. When we come back, we'll be playing Ori and the Blind Forest with Donald and Joe here. And as my producer says, it's going to be lit, my dudes.
This is DJ Fast Track. I'm in for an early edition of The Lifeguards, but right now, here's James Supercave with Whatever You Want.
I liked DJing here at KBVR-FM because I get to share music with the campus and the community, and what's better than sharing music with everyone else? If a page was filled with words in a book, but there was no punctuation, that's what music would be, the punctuation. That's what connects all of those sentences together, all the words, all the pauses. And that's what music is for me. As students, we have a lot to say. Orange Media Network is the perfect place to raise your voice. My name's Anthony Heatherly, KBVR-FM station manager, and I'm majoring in environmental science.
All right, welcome back to Split Screen, where we're joined today by Donald Orr, the KBVR-FM station manager, and Joe Wolf, the editor-in-chief for the Daily Barometer for the summer. Earlier, we got to really get to know these two and learn a lot about personal growth, but now we're going to see how they fare in our chosen game for tonight, Ori and the Blind Forest. So, which one of you two guys want to go first?
Well, beauty before age.
Oh, Donald, you stop it.
Saucy boys.
I'll take a crack at it.
All right, go ahead. And I think we're on save 5 there, and just feel free to dive right in.
Okay.
So while you guys go ahead and start playing, I'm going to talk a bit about the game here. So it was first released in 2015. Ori and the Blind Forest is a single-player platform adventure metroidvania designed by Moon Studios, an indie developer and published by Microsoft for PC and Xbox One. You play as Ori, a white forest guardian spirit moving between platforms and solving puzzles. The story itself is a wonderful narrative inspired by The Lion King, The Iron Giant, while the gameplay took influence from Rayman and the Metroid franchises. The game was a success upon its launch, with players praising the game's gameplay, art style, story, action, sequences, musical score, and environmental design. I mean, just take a look at the game. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you're enjoying this game, you'll be excited to know that a sequel was announced at this year's E3, as Griffin covered, titled Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So we won't even be able to scratch the surface of the story inside this game, but it is available on Steam and the Microsoft Store if any of our viewers fall in love and want to play the whole game. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in here. Oh, literally. Oh, no. Yeah, so as you guys will probably see, this game is very difficult. There's a lot of tight platforming segments. We were stuck a little earlier trying.
Maybe.
Yeah, you can just
there's a
climb
lip.
level.
I don't know if you can actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
Oh, I think it's a platform that's one way up. Yeah, there you go. So any of you guys familiar with Metroid?
No.
No? How about you,
They
Donald?
announced the fourth one. I was never familiar with it as a kid, but I did play Samus a lot on Smash Bros. So.
I think you need like 4 keys or something.
Yeah,
you
you
get
gotta
4
get the keys.
One.
You find them in different areas.
Yeah, I think you need 4 of those whips.
is that?
Yeah, I didn't play much of Metroid either, but Smash Bros is the closest I've gotten. Yeah, but I mean, they just
is that a
announced the
spider's
SNES
web?
Classic. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, gross.
I think if you go to the top, you can break it, but you have to get to that ledge on the left.
Oh, okay.
So if you maybe wall jump on the
top
right side
or
there?
the right?
Yeah, like go run to the right and keep climbing that. Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
And oh yeah, you have to use a charge shot for that.
How do you charge it?
You have to go get one. So on the bottom, you see the left bar. Those will be filled with blue orbs as you collect them. So you need to use a charge one to break that and to make the spider egg fall, which I think will stop the spikes at the bottom.
So I gotta get a charge shot.
Yeah, so you have to keep exploring. Ooh, there's one.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Ooh, gives you 2. Perfect.
Okay, and then I drop down.
So try to get back to where that little small platform, that ledge, I think.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh,
it's
oh,
okay.
oh.
Okay, that was close.
Save.
I'm really glad this game has a save system where you can save at any point because I was dying so much. I didn't know for the first 10 minutes and I just kept redoing the same really hard part. So Donald, do you have a favorite game that you're really into?
Ooh, probably Pokemon when I
Yeah.
was growing up. Definitely just having that handheld experience. It's a game that I've played my entire life in various iterations.
Do you have a favorite version?
Pokemon Crystal is a perfect game.
Ooh, yeah, I hear
Hands
that one's
down.
pretty good. I'm not much into Pokemon myself, but all my friends were, so I pretty much played the games by watching them.
Nice.
Now I know, Joe, you're not too crazy about games, but is there any experience you've had with them that you're really familiar with?
I don't know. I just remember visiting my cousin and playing games with him a little bit, some friends. It wasn't necessarily a thing that I didn't like video games. It just wasn't a big thing in my household when I was growing up.
Yeah. Did you ever really want to play video games growing up, or was it just not something you were really interested in? Oh no.
It just wasn't really on my mind, I guess. I just really loved reading and movies and TV and whatnot, so I guess I wasn't deprived entertainment-wise.
Yeah, movies are always good too. I've definitely, like, as I got to college, I've learned to appreciate movies way more. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I think you have to try to climb that left wall. Oh wait, did you knock the thing down? The spider web?
No.
So is
Oh,
this
no,
supposed to be Ori, or is it something else?
I think
Okay.
that you're playing as Ori.
Cool.
How do I?
He reminds me of the little tree spirits you see in
go ahead and press B real
Princess
quick.
Mononoke.
Oh yeah, get away from that.
Oh yeah, we already went there.
Oh yeah, stand on that and press B. I think you can access, or walk to that little shiny thing on the left, yeah, and now press B. Yeah, I think, so you can upgrade stuff because you have 2 points, so.
Okay.
It looks like, yeah. Cool, I don't know what that one does. Charge Flame, Burn, Split Flame. Or you can go one of the other trees too. Oh, that's actually really cool. I didn't know I had a level up system like this.
What do you think, Donald? What other tree? So this
You
one we've
could
got
take orbs.
spirit, map, life efficiency, ultra spirit magnet, energy efficiency.
It looks like you need the lower tier ones.
Yeah, you have to
so
pick one of those two. So
I know, but which tree should we start?
What's the other
Spirit
tree?
magnet sounds pretty good.
Or rekindle, or regroup, charge flame. I don't know.
I think the middle one sounds good to me.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
Working on 2 trees.
Ooh, speaking of trees, Ori! That's a lot of symbolism there. You have maps that are trees, and you have a game that's all about trees.
A forest, if you will.
Ooh, a forest. Is that several trees? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you have to like climb that thing. I really like how it's all bulbousy too.
Yeah.
So,
It's gross.
yeah, I think it's like a bag of spiders.
Yeah.
So gross. I just moved into a new place and it's just flooded with spiders. Like,
Oh, yikes.
like two. Yeah, so yeah, I have to climb up top and then.
I bounced off.
No. Oh. Yeah, I think what you were doing before, Donald, was how you get past it. You have to get on top of it with your orb.
I think I burned the other two
Oh, it gets a
spirit things
recollect them
on the
probably.
door. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, there you go. It's so bulbousy. I always forgetting summer bugs are so bad here. It's like
Oh, I
ridiculous.
agree.
You guys ever have bug problems in your house? Exciting gaming questions.
Not too much. I don't know. We had mice a little bit, but we took care of those. No bugs.
No bugs. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, very entertaining stuff for the watchers out there, the viewers.
So going back to the interview a little bit, which we didn't show all of here, and reminder, you can all go back and watch it online. But I know we covered a little bit about challenges that we had in the past, and how we've changed over the last year. Do you guys want to give like a brief rundown of how like the last year or two has really changed your experience here at OSU?
Oh, well, for me, I think a lot of it has to do with confidence. I think I've become more self-aware of myself and have a little bit more faith that I can, surpass challenges that in the past would have been difficult. So like being on a TV show a year ago or 2 years ago, that would have been a pretty scary thing for me. But I feel up to it now. Hopefully I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I think you're doing pretty good. Oh, by the way, I think what we should do next time we knock it down is save with the B button.
Yeah, that's a good
I realized that happened to me too. I figured it'd save it and it didn't.
Oh no.
All right, what about you, Donald? The last year or two, maybe 5?
I'm a completely different person than I was 5 years ago.
Right.
And I mentioned that in the interview a bit, but definitely in this last year, I dealt with a lot of darker things. I had to spend some time in the hospital for it. But it really built upon me. Spending that time in the psych ward, it doesn't define me necessarily, that experience, but it definitely builds upon who I am now. And I wouldn't change anything about it. I wouldn't be who I am now. So I'm gonna let you do this part.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally agree, man. I'm glad that you could look. No.
All that hard work wasted.
Donald, okay, I will try to do it just for you. Try to get back up. You put me in a nice position and I blew it.
Yeah, but no, going back though, I do think that looking back on negative things really does help you learn. And yet again, mentioned the interview, but even relationships too. I've had a lot of personal struggles with some of that, and I just feel like I'm so much stronger now, but not strong enough to get past this part.
Past this level.
Are any of us strong enough to get past this level? I'm not sure.
If you guys get stuck, I can try it too if you want.
I think whoever gets past this part will determine the superior medium here.
Yeah.
At Orange Media Network.
Ooh. Yikes. No.
Okay, let me get a try.
Okay.
I'll get that
Gotta rep
rotation.
TV.
Okay. I'm gonna totally ruin it for us too, though. Don't worry. I was having such a hard time with this. I feel bad because I'm like really good at Mario and like Sonic and like I watch all my friends play. I'm like you guys can't do this at all, But yeah. I don't know. This game is just way harder than anything else. That makes it more fun. Do you guys get anything for the Steam Summer Sale?
I didn't, unfortunately. I've been on the PlayStation game lately. I've been playing a lot of Injustice 2. That game's really fun.
Yeah, I've heard that was pretty fun. I didn't like the first one, but I hear the second one's a lot better.
The gear system is really cool.
All right, I got
There you
it.
go.
Okay, hold on.
Save.
I'm gonna waste this one. I'm gonna save it right here. Okay.
Nice.
All right, we're making progress. All right, cool. Yeah, okay, I got that part though.
Okay, but we can drop down. And
Yeah,
we'll
now
be
you can
safe.
drop down, you won't die.
There we go. Okay.
Symbolism.
Oh.
Ooh,
Yeah, there.
Oh,
yeah,
good
I would just
call.
do that.
good call. Ooh, get him, mama.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I got a lot of good games. Let's see. I got Broforce. I got Duck
That's a
Game.
great game.
Yeah.
No.
Have you guys heard of Duck Game?
No.
So good. It's a 4-player game that's got Sega Genesis graphics and Sega Genesis music, and it's kind of like Smash Bros, where it's a 2D side-scroller fighter, except everyone dies in one shot and you have to pick up guns. But none of that matters because the most important thing is you have a quack button.
A quack
At any
button?
point, you can just keep spamming quacks. Oh no,
Can
that
I
looks
swim
bad.
in this?
I think you
Is it
take
poisonous?
It's hurting you, I think.
Oh,
and you
yikes.
drown. Spirits don't like purple goop. Do you think he's a spirit? Pretty sure.
Yeah, some sort of tree spirit.
A tree boy. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know which way to go would be better. It's always refreshing when you play a game and it's difficult and takes you a few tries. I will give you that.
Wow. We are not putting a strong showing.
No, we're not.
Right out of the gate, we just kept dying.
I mean, at least they weren't watching before we were going. Like, this was way worse.
Yeah.
Now we got to feel for it.
What are you talking about? I was knocking them all out,
Yeah,
no problem.
you had no problem. It was all us. Yeah, that's right.
As soon as we turned the cameras on, then it got difficult.
All right, bring it over here. Let me get a try.
Oh,
all right.
the
professional
professional.
gamer,
Professional.
boys. Ooh. Oh, okay. All
Are
right.
you MLG Pro?
Oh God, I forgot about MLG parodies. You guys ever watch those?
No, I just
Okay,
know it's a
you.
thing people say.
I mean, it's the same thing, but it's just these videos on the line that they used to do like Call of Duty, like montages when like,
One last try. Okay, we gotta do
All right,
this.
we got this.
Here we go.
Yeah, they'd
we go.
have these parodies, and they just they'd parody these videos because they like would do really weird editing, and then all this screaming in
Are you
these
serious?
hit markers. So they would just pick anything that's not even entertaining and just throw it on there. And usually the volume was way too loud. And I'm pretty much like a meme historian, so I'm the
yeah.
person to talk to about this. All right, important question. What's the biggest dog you've ever seen?
The biggest dog I've ever seen?
Specific experience.
I saw St. Bernard sitting up, and it was like as tall as it was like half my height.
Oh,
Wow.
Maybe taller.
oh Lord.
Wow.
Oh,
That's a pretty big dog. Oh,
it was huge. Oh,
what about you, Joe? Big dog.
Big dogs?
That's okay. You can go again. That doesn't count.
Okay.
It's hard to platform and talk about dogs at the same
That's
time.
true.
Get him. Ooh.
I think probably there was some sort of German Shepherd Husky mix that was just ginormous. Super cute though. Good dog.
A good experience.
A good boy. A good boy. I really love dogs. So
All right,
no
we're right
dog's
here.
a bad dog in my mind.
No dog's a bad dog.
Big or small, you know?
Big pupper, small doggo. Or you could reverse those two.
including Joe Wolf.
Including Joe Wolf. He's the
wow.
best dog of
Fox.
all.
Wow. A fox isn't even related to a dog.
It's kind of like a dog.
I mean, kind of.
It's like a puppy.
It's like a. Oh no.
Puppy.
Oh jeez. All right. All right. Well,
is sad.
I think we're out of time anyways because we're not going to get past this anytime soon.
I got
man.
the spider thing to drop though.
That was pretty cool.
We made progress.
Highlight of
saying.
the episode, I think.
saying.
You
All
got
right.
to go down.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but don't worry, we'll be back in 2 weeks. To Donald and Joe, thank you both so much for joining us and sharing your own stories and experience with me and the audience.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciated being invited on and getting to spend some time with you.
Yeah, thanks so much. I hope to come back.
Yeah, it's great to have both of you guys. I hope to see you again real soon. So remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for everything you need in the world of gaming. To the camera, we'll see you next time, Split Screeners. And remember, it's always better to game together. See you guys.